Do you want to witness humans in their truest form? Install a hidden camera. Some of the most beautiful, hilarious, and jaw-dropping moments have been caught on camera.
You're not going anywhere. You shoplift. Just stay right here, and we're gonna call the police. You're gonna get arrested.
From an employee delivering a full-blown performance to children expressing their affection in heartwarming ways, it's safe to say that unfiltered recordings reveal the genuine nature of people, actions, and events. Join us as we explore moments when people didn't realize the camera was watching.
In western North Carolina, a Ring camera capturing the moment an Asheville man and a bear came face to face, giving each other a scare.
The Bravery of Haley. Haley sure deserves the World Record Award for the bravest teenager alive. Did you just see that? People display great strength when their most cherished possession is threatened to be harmed or taken from them. We have seen and heard several occasions where wild animals are scared away from or fought by an animal rearer. However, this one is more endearing because the person concerned here is a teenager. Seeing that her animals were in danger of being harmed or preyed upon by a bear that stood on a fence attempting an attack, Haley ran straight to where the bear was to fight it off. Even though her attempt to fight off the bear wasn't possible, she was able to save her animals from the claws of the daring bear. All hail Haley, the Good Shepherd. The guy at the wine shop. As inevitable as getting a bad day is, you can never know exactly how you will act on days it seems the universe is not smiling at you. On those bad days, we may feel like bringing the heavens down with screams and crying our eyes out. While on other days, venting our anger or frustration on something may be the best option. For this guy in the wine shop, impulsively venting his frustration on something seemed okay, until a little problem became something bigger than he could imagine in split seconds. This wine boy was seen walking with wine on a platter. An easy guess would be that the wine was meant for a customer, client, or boss. However, something unexpected and unfortunate happened. On his way to serve the wine, the bottle on the platter lost its balance, fell off it, and shattered on the floor. This could be very frustrating. For a second, he must have screamed, "What the hell?" With the frustration of what just happened, he kicked a nearby counter with bottles of wine on it, and right before him, the counter with everything on it crashed to the floor. Now, this is a huge problem. In just a few minutes, this bartender has incurred $100 or even $1,000 debt for something he would have avoided or paid just a few bucks for if he didn't vent at the counter. We're sure he has learned not to vent on objects again, but sadly, he learned the hard way. The dancing employee. Vibing to music differs from person to person, depending on the type of music being played. People react differently when their favorite music is played. To show that they're enjoying the stream, they may lip-sing, sing along with the stereo, nod, move their legs, slightly stamp their feet, hum, or even dance. This employee decided to express her own satisfaction and happiness by dancing. The dance must have started with a little leg movement, then shoulder movement, which graduated to waist sways. Before you know it, a full-blown dance performance was made. She did this oblivious to the camera and the other person, who we suspect to be her boss. Talking about creating your own happiness, what a lovely and hilarious sight to behold, and a good way to relieve stress after a long day. The thoughtful boy. Have you noticed how thoughtful these pretty little creatures are? I'm talking about kids. Countless times, these kids can do hilarious, funny, and shocking things to express their care, concern, and thoughtfulness. Truth be told, most times, their actions can be embarrassing and amusing, but what's more important is the intent behind the action. From footage of a camera installed in a door, our pretty little friend expressed his concern by giving him a bourbon he took from a place he visited with his father. Standing outside an apartment, we're not sure whose, our friend's father asked if he, our friend, had a good time. He answered in the affirmative and added that he got something for his father.
I got you something.
What do you mean you got me something?
I did.
Fascinated to know what that special thing was, his father asked what it was, and boom, it was a bourbon. What would a little boy possibly want to do with bourbon? In his response, he excitedly said he took it because he knew his dad liked drinking that particular drink brand. We like that his father appreciated the gift while registering his displeasure. without dampening the boy's high spirits. He deserves the Father of the Year award. On the other hand, our cute little friend was seen jumping, satisfied with his actions. Hopefully, while trying to express his care next time, he'll go about it the right way. The unfortunate petty thief. Shoplifting is a common occurrence, particularly faced by shop owners.
You're not going anywhere, you shoplifters. Stay right here, and we're gonna call the police. You're gonna get arrested.
While some shoplifters get away with it, some don't. This camera footage shows a shoplifting attempt by a man who appeared to be in his mid-20s. He appeared to have everything planned out, but was disappointed by the turnout of events. Holding the item he wanted to steal, he made for the counter in the pretense of wanting to pay for it. Then, in the twinkling of an eye, he made for the door without paying a dime. It appears it was an unlucky day for him because, on getting to the door, he realized the door wasn't opening, and in utter disbelief, he turned to look at the cashier who was staring at him. "Give up already!" He had been caught, so what was he to do? He walked back to the counter, dropped the package, and turned back to leave. This time, the door opened. If you ask, he was lucky to not be handed over to the cops. Now the question is, why was the door not opening at first? Is it that the cashier, having had similar experiences, took precautionary measures and maybe had a button on her desk that could grant or deny people access into or out of the building through the door? We don't have that answer, but we like that the theft wasn't successful. The happy dancers. This particular camera footage is hilarious. Some businesses sure know how to make both their customers and employees happy. This shop chose its own unique approach. I mean, it's never been seen. They placed a note on their door which read, "Today only. Do a silly dance walking in. If we like it, $5 gas is free. If we really like it, $10. If it were you, what would you do?" As expected, customers were seen doing all forms of dance upon entering the shop. My, oh my, we really do hope that all of them got a reward for their obedience. The towel. If you return to find that your car isn't where you packed it, you might want to check the towing station. In this footage, a truck was clearly seen towed away. The driver must have packed wrongly or disobeyed the parking regulation of that environment. Whatever the case, we hope he can know the exact location of his truck. Good luck to him in his search. The wrong swing. This sight will make you shriek in pain on behalf of the boy. This boy was seen swinging his baseball bat as if playing an imaginary baseball game. He seemed to be enjoying it, though he was doing it alone. He made a last swing, but unfortunately for him, the bat slipped off his hand into the air, and before you would know it, the bat had landed on his head. Ouch! His pain can be seen from the reaction on his face. Good thing he wasn't injured by the hit. He'll learn to be careful with a bat next time. The unexpected push. Mike Tyson is no match for this man. The next footage will make you ask where people get their strength from. There is a tendency for driveways to be blocked. That's because there's always that one person in a hurry to park properly. In that hurry, they park by the road, blocking the entrance to parking lots of driveways. Some are always lucky to be called upon to move their cars and park them properly. On the other hand, some are always unlucky to return to their cars only to discover it has been towed away. This tricycle driver, who apparently had a delivery on his return, discovered another car was blocking the entrance. This is the interesting part. At first, it wasn't a problem because he thought he could somehow squeeze his way through the little space left, but he was disappointed. On getting to that spot, he realized the space won't be enough for him to pass through. Guess what he did? He stepped down, went to the car blocking his way, and pushed it till it gave him enough space to drive out. Who would have thought a man of his stature would have that much strength? He could be why we're told not to judge a book by its cover. The disappointed jewelry thieves. The disappointment on the faces of these jewelry thieves will make you laugh so hard. This sales rep should organize a master class on how to properly handle petty thieves in jewelry stores. Did you see what just happened? This duo came to this shop to steal some pieces of jewelry. Because which other explanation can you give for their sudden lack of interest in the jewelry they claim to have wanted? Their plan, apparently, was to distract the sales rep, exchange the jewelry with another, or maybe outrightly steal it and leave without much notice. Unfortunately for them, the sales rep was a step ahead of them in thought and actions. Kudos to her! She deserves an award as the sales rep of the century. Car theft went wrong. Car theft is a regular occurrence. What is rare is seeing a stolen car being driven in the same environment it was stolen from. Usually, the thieves take the car far from where it was stolen to another place or find a buyer in another town. Imagine your car was stolen, and right in front of you, the thief drove past it. What would you do? This was the case for this woman. Unfortunately, her car was hijacked, but to her greatest shock, while she was reporting the incident to the police in her residence, someone drove past her street in the car. Could it be an oversight? Or was it a deliberate act to engage the police in a wild chase? As much as it doesn't make sense, we hope the thief was caught, the car recovered, and judgment was served. Crazy things are happening. The jolly good fellow. Cameras are a huge plus to mankind because it helps us see things that we normally would not see either because of how swiftly the incident occurred or how inconspicuous the event or object was. This particular footage will warm your heart. It portrays a classic example of how contagious good energy is. Little wonder we are told to smile always because we never can tell whose day it'll brighten. One thing about kids is their unproblematic outlook on life and their very high spirits. These children find happiness and amusement anywhere and anything. Special beings. One such scenario of children living their happy lives is this girl in the video who is seen happily hopping down the road. On the other side of the road is a man going in the opposite direction. Hold on, something amusing is about to happen. Just as the child hopped past the man mimicked the child, hopping playfully as she did. What a cute sight to behold. It is like an irresistible charge was transferred from the little girl to the man. I mean, who doesn't like happiness? The lurking bear. Animals are man's closest friends, but this bear is an exception to that saying. On this beautiful day in Asheville, a certain man was absent-mindedly lounging outside his house. He was so engrossed in his thought that he didn't notice when a bear comfortably walked in. It was until the bear got close to him that he noticed the presence of the unusual visitor. At the sight of the bear, he froze in utter shock, unable to move a limb. We all would react the same way, or even worse, if we were in his shoes. Good thing the bear wasn't an aggressive one in search of prey. One thing's for sure, this man has learned to always be conscious of his environment, no matter how secure it appears.
In western North Carolina, a ring camera capturing the moment an Asheville man and a bear came face to face, giving each other a scare.
The swing. This is another hilarious episode of times people didn't know a camera was watching. In what seemed like a hot chase of a group of policemen and other people chasing a criminal, a man dressed in a white t-shirt, also running in their midst, swung around a pole before continuing his race in that same direction. What a lovely sight. Before his swing, one would think he was one of the people chasing the criminal. A police officer, or even a fellow criminal. Because who takes a swing on a pole when scampering for safety or hotly chasing a criminal? No one, of course. The Dancing Chariot. Christmas came early. As much as chariots are a usual sight, seeing one hopping recklessly on a highway at night is enough to raise concerns. On October 28, 2021, at exactly 5:53, a chariot was seen hopping onto the road from an adjacent direction. As soon as the chariot changed lanes, it was seen moving from one side of the road to another, trying to regain balance. We can all agree that the driver was skilled because, despite the terrible imbalance the chariot faced, it regained balance in a matter of seconds. The chariot could be easily mistaken for that of Father Christmas. Someone just had an early Christmas visitation. Feliz Navidad! The timely catch. People with good reflexes are special. Their ability to act swiftly in the face of danger is very admirable. Time and time again, we have seen them rise to the occasion. This footage is classic evidence of the goodness of good reflexes. This baseball fan who went with his daughter to see a baseball game became a hero in the blink of an eye. In a bid to give a good pass, the Batman, with so much energy, struck the ball, and with the pressure with which the ball was passed, it flew from the field straight to the spectator's stand, almost hitting a guy. That day would have been a bad day for that fan, but for the timely intervention of another fan who sat close to him. This father, dressed in a white t-shirt with his daughter on his lap and a hot dog in his left hand, swiftly saved the day by catching the baseball with his right hand, just at the right time. This man will forever be grateful to his father for saving him. The car hijack. There's a new car hijacking method in town. With this method, car robbers can successfully steal a car without the keys. Yes, you heard that? This is one of those moments when cameras uncover the evil acts of men. We have the camera to thank for this exposition. At exactly 25 in the morning, two men drove to a neighborhood to hijack a white Mercedes. They've had their eyes on the car long before that night. Dressed in an all-white outfit, these two robbers stepped out of the white car they arrived in. One walked straight to the garage while the other went for the car. They were spotted holding a black object, which was later identified as a relay box. And in no time, without a key, the car was unlocked and they zoomed off in the two cars. Automobile experts said the robbers used a signal relay attack method to carry out their hideous activity. We strongly hope this footage was helpful to the authorities in bringing these robbers to book. Stay alert out there, guys! The sweet little girl. This footage is rib-cracking. Countless times we have seen children profess their affection toward their loved ones, especially their parents. The little girl's case in this footage is not different, just that she added an extra dose of honesty. As she made to step out of the house, filled with so much affection, she told her dad, "I love you, Dad," while her dad responded by saying the usual, "I love you too." You'll think she will stop there, but she didn't. The shock of her dad's life came when she added, "Not as much as a mommy," just after her father had replied. What manner of honesty is this?
I love you, Dad.
We can't help but imagine the flood of affection her mom was filled with on seeing this footage. The prankster. This man may have been having a bad day and needed to do something that would amuse him and give him a good laugh. Gladly, this moment was captured on camera. Who said we too don't deserve our share of happiness? This man clothed in black could be responsible for those mysterious knocks on your doors. Just kidding. In this footage, he made for his neighbor's door, knocked, and ran away immediately. A huge guy in the apartment, accompanied by his partner, responded to the door only to be greeted by no one. Not even a crawling creature. In disbelief, he shrugged and went back inside. Again, this prankster knocked on the door and ran a certain distance away from the door, but this time, instead of hiding, he stood as if he was ready for an attack. The huge man stepped out again to answer the door, only to see someone clothed in black standing in the distance. He took a few steps as if to approach the unknown man, but it seemed his boldness scampered away when the man in black started to run towards him in a crawling posture. Next time, he'll use the peephole in his door to confirm the person's identity at the door, or be ready to defend himself should there be any future confrontations. Which of these camera footage made you smile? Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section.